Social media has transformed the society on how to communicate, share information and consume. But educationists hold a different view basing on adolescents, children and their parents.
So we are trying to devise all possible means to make sure that the young people are not drained by what they see on social media, what they hear. Because believe me or not, this is an era of information explosion and demand. But the people who are going to be survivors are those who have the power of selection of what makes good sense, so that they are not negatively influenced, but they can sail through while sieving what adds value onto them and what can enable them to develop, what can enable them to remain in God's image. Because such an influence, we use our eyes, we use our ears, and we use our mouth. We see so many things that come in, but we must have the power of selection, what makes good sense, to make us remain people of value. We must know what counts in life to avoid negative influences.
In a way of preparing them for the future. But going forward towards the usage of the phones, we need to guide our learners on better practices, and one of them can start with parents' guidance by installing software that would monitor the children's activity on the phone and online until such a time when the child has learned responsibly or how to use the phone responsibly, that they can be led to use the phone on their own. We can also advise that they restrict some sites not to be accessed by students by giving some kind of dedicated data which cannot allow these learners to access any site that would have been referred to as restricted or prohibited. And only those sites that are categorized as educational platforms be allowed to be accessed by learners, because the main purpose for allowing the learners to be with the phones in the school is to encourage research. And so the sites where the learners are going to be getting research should be well established and be the only sites accepted. And also, I would advise to have some kind of a structure that would allow students to use phones only in a room where they can easily be supervised with a supervisor around.
This was during Maama Faith Luwalira Foundation conference at Mengo Secondary School in Kampala. Foundation of Maama Faith Luwalira Foundation, Faith Nachitende Luwalira, says many children need counseling because social media is destroying the future of children.
I have a foundation, Maama Faith Luwalira Foundation. It has so many issues it is handling, but one of them is to converge our children and also parents as to raise a generation that will be able to stand the waves of this day. They will be able to say no to all the vices. They will be able to stand. They have some values they treasure, and we have taught them the ways, the good ways, like the verse which we have, Proverbs 22:6, which says, train up a child the way that child should go. But even if he is old, he will not leave that way. So, as parents, we feel that is our obligation. As we raise children, we must train them the way they should go. So that's why we have our children every holiday. We converge them, sit with them, find out what is disturbing them, share with them. We want them to be open with us and tell us what is happening. So today we have been sharing about social media and the dilemma and what its relationship to mental health, so that we can see how we can help them succeed.
I'm Ivan Juko and Beatrice Nanziri for UBC.